Okay, so pag-usapan po natin yung very interesting na nangyari po kahapon sa Senate, May 26, 2026, kung saan nauwi po sa pag-walkout ng Senate minority yung supposedly pag-amend or yung planong pag-amend po ng Senate majority sa Rules of Procedure nila. So yung main rule po na gusto nilang i-amend ay para maka-attend at maka-vote or maka-participate po ang isang member ng Senate via teleconference. So teleconference po, yan yung mga online via Zoom, Google Meet. So yan yung minumove po or minotion ni Senator Marcoleta. And then tumayo una si Senator Ping. Meron siyang mga objections to it, citing some rules. Then tumayo din po yung ilang other Senate minority senators pa tulad ni Senator Risa Hontiveros, Erwin Tulfo, Mig Zubiri, until eventually ito po yung nangyari. Nag-walk out na sila at nag-adjourn yung session kasi question po yung quorum. So for today po, explain ko sa inyo kung unang-una, number 1, pwede ba talaga yan yung mga teleconference na session at mga voting? And pangalawa, kung let's say ma-amend nga at ma-approve yung ganong rule, ano naman po yung remedy, yung next remedy ng mga minority senators kung talagang hindi sila sang-ayon dun sa rule na yon. And then, i-discuss din po natin kung nangyari na ba yung ganung pag-teleconference na appear or pag-participate sa mga Senate proceedings. Tapos, pag-usapan din po natin kung ano ba talaga yung ibig sabihin ng tunay na democracy dito po sa bansa natin. Okay, so good day po to all of you, my fellow taong bayan at mga kasimor. At yan po ang video natin for today. So para po mas maintindihan ninyo kung ano po ba talaga yung motion na gustong ipa-amend dito ni Senator Marcoleta, ipi-play ko po yung actual footage po from the Senate of the Philippines YouTube account nung nag-move po si Senator Marcoleta. Tapos hindi ko na po ipi-play yung mga discussion between Senator Alan Peter Cayetano and some of the minority senators para hindi po tayo mahaluan ng mga position nila, yung legal position sila. Kasi at the end of the day, si Senator Cayetano is of course defending the position na pwede amend, tapos yung minority ay defending naman po yung position na bawal yon yung ganung amendment. So para po mas impartial yung discussion natin, yung kay Senator Marcoleta lang po na motion papanoorin natin, and then ipapakita ko po sa inyo yung exact rules ng Senate para mas maintindihan nyo po talaga kung ano ba yung legal basis ng pag-amend po ng mga Senate Rules of Procedure. Okay, so panoorin po muna natin si Senator Marcoleta.
Madam President, I would just like to reiterate for the record the proposal to amend Rule 14, Section 41, Senate Session. The proposal, Madam President, is by way of an additional paragraph, Section 41C, after Section 41B of Rule 14 of the Senate Rules, which will state as follows. Section 41C, allow a senator for justifiable reasons to attend and participate in the session through teleconference, video conference, or other reliable forms of remote or electronic means using appropriate information and communication technology. I so move, Madam President.
Okay. So tingnan lang natin yung hanggang may nag-object po or may tumayo from the minority.
We take note of the motion of Senator Rodante Marcoleta. I recognize Senator Ping Lacson.
Yes, thank you, Madam President. This is a parliamentary inquiry. What is the status of the motion introduced by the Honorable Marcoleta last May 11?
Okay, so anyway po, going back dun sa part lang ni Senator Marcoleta, ang sinabi niya sa dulo ay so move, di ba, after niya pinropose yung amendments ng rules nila regarding teleconference, video conference, so on and so forth. So when you say I so move, ang ibig sabihin yan, may motion kayo, tapos yung purpose at layunin po ng motion na yon ay para i-amend yung rules. So from there, yung next issue po talaga dyan is whether or not pwede ba mag-amend ng rules yung Senate via a motion. Okay, so yan po ang issue natin. So ngayon po, ipapakita ko sa inyo kung ano ba yung nakalagay sa Rules of Procedure talaga ng Senate. Okay, so kita nyo naman po, di ba, Rules of the Senate. So you can view this po pag pumunta lang kayo sa Senate website, then isearch nyo lang yung rules, tapos lalabas naman po to. And then yung relevant provision po natin is Section 136. So dito po kita naman natin amendments to or revisions of the rule section 136 at the start of each session in which the senators elected in the preceding election shall begin their term of office. The President may endorse the rules to the appropriate committee for amendment or revision. The rules may also be amended by means of a motion which should be presented at least 1 day before its consideration, and the vote of the majority of the senators present in the session shall be required for its approval. So kung makita po ninyo, ang sinabi dito, pwede po may be amended yung rules ng Senate. Ang requirement po niyan ay dalawa lang po. Unang-una, at least 1 day before its consideration, meaning bago po mapag-usapan, mapagbotohan dun sa plenary, ay na-present yun siya sa mga members of the Senate. And then pangalawang requirement po, the vote of the majority of the senators present in the session shall be required for its approval. So majority vote po, hindi 2/3, hindi 1/3, kundi majority lang, meaning 50 plus 1 the senators present dun sa session. Okay, and then isa pa po na magandang i-consider nyo dito, ang requirement na to ay dapat both present po yan. Yung at least 1 day before its consideration at yung majority vote na requirement. Okay, so sa case po dito nila Senator Marcoleta, yung pinaka-issue talaga dito sa nakikita ko is whether or not na-present ba yon yung motion na binanggit niya sa plenary dun po sa video na pinlay ko sa inyo kanina, whether or not na-present ba yon a day prior po to all the senators. Okay, so yan po yung nakikita kong possible issue lang sa motion ni Senator Marcoleta. So para mas pulido po, kung ako lang ang tatanungin, it would be best na sa next session day na lang nila pagbotohan. Kasi at the end of the day, dito po sa video na to, ay at least na-present na ni Senator Marcoleta, di ba, dito sa plenary ngayon to all the members of the Senate. So yan po yung tingin kong best approach para makaiwas ng issue under the rules. Okay, pero as to the question nga po kung whether or not pwede ba via motion ang mag-amend ng rules, kung ako po ang tatanungin, allowed po yun kasi very straightforward naman po and clear yung provisions itong section 136 nila. The rules may also be amended by means of a motion which should be presented at least 1 day before its consideration, and the vote of the majority of the senators present in the session shall be required for its approval. Okay, so yan po. Ngayon ang next question naman natin, pwede ba talaga yung video conference or teleconference ng mga Senate proceedings po natin? So quick break lang po mga Kasimor, gusto ko lang po kasi kayo pasalamatang lahat because we have recently crossed 400,000 subscribers po sa YouTube. Sa mga hindi pa po nag-subscribe pero laging nanonood, hopefully po you can consider subscribing kasi wala naman pong bayad yung subscription sa YouTube ko. 100% free po ang YouTube subscription. Okay, and of course, don't forget also to like this video para po mas bigyan pa kayo ng ganitong content ng mga algorithm sa social media. Okay, so again po, maraming salamat for the support. Ngayon po, tuloy tayo sa discussion. Okay, and for that po, titingnan lang natin tong resolution introduced by Senators Drilon, Hontiveros, Pangilinan, and Recto during the 18th Congress. So kung makita po nyo, this was received by the Senate of the Philippines. E-filed pa nga siya February 23, 2021. So kung gusto nyo po makita yan, punta lang po kayo dito. This is the Senate of the Philippines na website. Tapos isearch nyo lang po to, itong nakalagay ngayon, 18th Congress, then resolution number 658. Tapos lalabas to siya. Okay, so going back po dun sa resolution nila Senator Drilon, Hontiveros, Pangilinan, and Recto, hindi po ito, una-una po i-clarify ko, hindi po ito yung resolution na nag-allow before during the pandemic season para magkaroon ng teleconference. Pero makita nyo po kasi dito na yung Senate before adopted a rule kasi na-discuss po yan dito. At yung main objective po itong resolution na to nila Senator Drilon ay para i-allow po si Senator Laila De Lima to participate in plenary sessions and committee hearings through teleconference, video teleconference, or other forms of remote or electronic communications. So basically, this is related po or similar po dun sa motion na ginagawa ngayon ni Senator Marcoleta. Okay? So anyway po, going back to our main question, which is whether or not pwede ba talaga yung video or teleconference. So dito po may kita natin, whereas on 4 May 2020, the Senate adopted Resolution number 43, amending sections 22 and 41 of the Rules of the Senate to allow the conduct of plenary sessions and committee hearings through teleconference, video conference, or other reliable forms of remote electronic means due to force majeure or the occurrence of a national emergency as determined by the majority of all the members of the Senate, which may prevent the convening of the Senate or the physical presence of its members in the session hall. So to make the long story short po, pwede yan siya, yung video conference, teleconference, as long as talaga i-amend ng senators, ng majority ng senators po, yung rules of procedure nila. During this time, since COVID season po to, pandemic, yung pinaka-basis po nila ay kung nagkakaroon ng force majeure or the occurrence of a national emergency na dinetermine po ng majority of the senators. Tapos, because of that force majeure or national emergency, pwede po sila mag-video conference or teleconference. Okay, so ngayon po, pag i-apply natin sa situation, alam ko naman po na walang pandemic currently, but we have to look at it kasi on a case-to-case basis, on a circumstance per circumstance basis. Okay, so ngayon, klaruhin ko po, hindi ko naman sinasabi na automatic considered as a national emergency or force majeure kung let's say may iilan sa mga senators natin ay maaresto. Diba? Hindi ko po yun sinasabi. But at the end of the day, that is up to the senators po kasi the majority of the senators whether or not they would allow that due to certain reasons. Kasi kung titingnan nga po natin dito sa rules, ang required lang naman, majority of the senators present in the session ang nag-approve ng rule na yon. Okay, so yan po ang magandang i-take note. Again, pwede po yan as long as in-amend po talaga nila yung rules nila. And then, kung tingnan din po ninyo itong resolution na to nila Senator Drilon, pwede nyo po basahin to. This is only 3 pages. Hindi naman po nila or nire-request po nila sa Senator De Lima na payagan mag-participate in plenary sessions and committee hearings not simply because of the COVID pandemic but because of her detention. Makikita nyo po yan dito sa explanation nila itong mga whereas. Nagkataon lang pandemic during that time. So in other words, yung point ko po, hindi naman nila nire-request si Senator De Lima mag-participate simply because pandemic season yon, but rather because she is currently detained noong mga panahon na to. At since nga po na-approve at na-amend naman na yung rules during this time na pwede yung teleconference, ay bakit hindi rin payagan si Senator De Lima? Okay? Yung naging problem lang po dito ng nila Senator Drilon is alam naman po natin during this time 2021, ito po yung 18th Congress, ay supermajority po talaga yung House of Representatives at Senate niyan. So mahirapan po ipa-approve sila Senator Drilon dito sa resolution na to considering na they are the minority during this time. Okay, so yan lang po. Again, going back, pwede po mag-teleconference, video conference sa committee hearings, sa sessions as long as in-approve po yan ng senators natin via their rules. Okay, so ngayon ang next question, kung hindi pabor yung minority sa ganung amendment, kung sabihin lang po natin ma-amend talaga, mapa-amend ng majority na i-allow yung video conference, teleconference, so on and so forth, ano naman po yung next remedy ng minority senators? Okay, and for that po, ipakita ko sa inyo itong case na to. 2017 po ito na kaso, July 25 na desisyonan ng Supreme Court en banc. GR number 22757. This is the case of Bagilat Jr., Congressman Lagman, Congressman Dasa, so on and so forth, versus Speaker Pantaleon D. Alvarez, Majority Leader Fariñas, and Representative Danny Suarez, who was the minority leader po during the 17th Congress. Okay, so yung pinakakwento po talaga dito, you may read this po pero ikakwento ka na lang kasi personally involved po ako sa kasong to mismo. So yung pinaka-facts po nito, yung tradition po kasi, parliamentary tradition, is that kung sino man yung second place sa speakership election, automatic yun yung nagiging minority leader because of parliamentary tradition. So nakita po natin yan pinaka-recent sa Senate nung nagkaroon po ng change of leadership, 'di ba? Si Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano, he voted for SP Tito Soto out of tradition. Tapos si Senator Soto, since siya yung second, automatic siya po yung minority leader ngayon. So yung ganyan po kasing procedure, wala po yan sa rules talaga ng HOR. But because naging tradition na nga po yun, nakasanayan, naging parliamentary practice na siya or parliamentary tradition to be specific. So ang nangyari po dito sa situation na to, sa internal rules po kasi ng House, may nakalagay mismo doon na the minority shall elect a minority leader among themselves. So in other words, dapat yung minority magbobotohan din kung sino yung minority leader at hindi simply because second place ang isang tao, automatic minority leader agad yun. Hindi po ganun yung nakalagay sa rules, sa internal rules ng House of Representatives. So in summary po, ang nangyari dito, yung mga minority members, they elected and voted a minority leader. Tapos yung grupo po nila Congressman Bagilat, Lagman et al. Ay question yun kasi dapat si Congressman Bagilat po yung maging minority leader dapat if finalo po yung parliamentary tradition. Okay, so nangyari nga po, nagkaroon ng election ng minority leader among the minority members and ito po, basahin natin. On August 1, 2016, One of the abstentionists, Representative Harley Neal Abayon III, Rep. Abayon, manifested before the plenary that on July 27, 2016, those who did not vote for Speaker Alvarez, including the 21 abstentionists, convened and elected Rep. Suarez as the minority. At tapos abstentionist po yung tawag dito kila Representative Abayon at sa group nila is because they did not vote po for any of the candidates for Speaker. Ang sinabi po niyan is that they abstained po from voting. Okay, at ito pong Representative Harley Neal Abayon III, Rep. Abayon na yan, ako po yan, yours truly po yan. So yung isa ko pong point dito, nung pinalitan po yung tradition at masinunod yung internal rules, this was the first time po yan na nangyari na naiba na nga po kung paano yung election ng minority leader. Okay, and then before we proceed po, may ipapakita lang ako sa inyo saglit na interesting din. Baka matuwa po kayo dito eh. So again, kung titingnan po ninyo on August 1, 2016, this one po is the concurring opinion naman to ni Justice Leonan, itong part na to na fina-flash ko sa inyo. So again, inulit lang po on August 1, 2016, Representative Abayon manifested to the body, so on and so forth. Tapos kung makita po nyo, si Representative Rodante D. Marcoleta stood on a point of order against Representative Abayon's manifestation, arguing that it violated, so on and so forth. Okay, so anyway po, going back, ang nangyari pa rin po dito despite the objections sila Congressman Marcoleta at yung grupo nila Congressman Bagilat, ay pinaboran pa rin po ng Supreme Court yung minority group namin kasi we followed lang yung internal rules ng House. So in other words po, lamang yung internal rules ng House over parliamentary tradition. Yun yung one way to easily explain it. Okay, so ngayon baka nagtataka kayo bakit ko ina-explain yung mga election ng minority leader, ang layo naman nun sa amendment of rules. So yung pinaka-point ko lang po dito, sila Congressman Bagilat, ang position kasi nila, yung grupo po namin na minority, we violated the rules of the House of Representatives via kung paano po namin inelect yung minority leader. Kaya dito, pumunta po sila sa Supreme Court para questionin yun. Kasi yung position nga nila, may grave abuse of discretion on the part of the House of Representatives via pag-elect namin. So yung pinaka-point ko po talaga dito, yan po yung next step dito na remedy ng minority kung tingin nila may violate sa rules yung majority, kung let's say mag-proceed po talaga sa botohan at mapa-approve ng majority yung amendment sa rule regarding teleconference. Kasi ang mangyayari po kasi niyan sa Senate, ipuput into vote po yan kung sino yung mga mag-object or nag-agree dun sa motion. Tapos kung majority of the members will approve the proposal to amend, edi magiging part na po yun ng Senate rules. Tapos kung tingin nga po ng minority ay mali yun, ang next step nila niyan ngayon ay pupunta sila dapat sa to invoke the power of judicial review on the ground na may grave abuse of discretion po yung Senate. Okay, so in very simple terms, hindi po prohibited na questionin sa korte naman ng minority kung talagang mapa-approve ng majority. Pero of course, it is their burden to establish kung whether or not may grave abuse of discretion ba yung majority sa pagpa-approve na yon. Kasi kung titingnan po natin currently, nagawa naman na po yun in past Congress na na-allow po yung video conference and teleconference. Diba? Tapos subject na lang po yan kung ano yung magiging justification ng majority as to the circumstance kung bakit nila a-allow yun. So ngayon, ang next question naman po natin, tama po ba yung pag-walk out ng minority dun sa plenary hall ng Senate? Okay, so kung ako po ang tatanungin ninyo, hindi po siya tama on a parliamentary practice level kasi we have to remember in Congress po natin, ang dapat po nangyayari talaga dyan ay nagdedebate sila, nagdi-discuss po sila ng mga policies, di ba? So dito, kung hindi pabor yung minority sa ganon, dapat ano po nila yon, i-debate nila, i-explain nila yung position nila clearly. Tapos pangalawa, dapat din po mag-lobby sila or manghikayat sila from the majority na sila yung panigan. Kasi alam naman po natin sa Congress, it is always a numbers game. So again, ang proper po sana niyan ay i-explain nila properly yung position nila, makipagdebate po sila, i-argue nila na mali yung sinasabi ng majority, there is a violation of the Constitution, of the law, so on and so forth. Tapos ang next po ay dapat manghikayat sila na yung iilan sa majority members, sila yung paniwalaan para po sila yung makakuha ng majority number as to that issue kung whether or not dapat ba i-amend yung rules, 'di ba? So yan po yung proper sana kasi ang nangyari po kung ako ang tatanungin niyo ngayon, kung let's say ako po isang senador tapos nag-walk out tong group na to, kung let's say yung initial position ko ay proposal or yung motion ng majority, tapos kung nakita ko po yung kabilang faction ay biglang nag-walk out, Parang medyo offensive po yun, di ba? Kung ako ang tatanungin po ninyo, my personal point of view lang po, medyo offensive po yun. Kasi hindi pa nga natin napapag-usapan ng maayos, hindi pa siya nadidiscuss clearly, legal basis, yung constitutional provisions in relation to this. Tapos biglang nag-walk out, ay mali naman po yun, di ba? Parang nagkakaroon ng tantrums in very simple terms. Again, this is with all due respect po to our senators. Pero yun nga po kasi dapat in the Congress natin, it is always a numbers game. So dapat i-explain ng maayos, we argue properly, and dapat manghikayat po talaga para mas paniwalaan yung position natin. Ganyan po dapat yun. And then, isa pa po, ang important lang din tandaan natin, yun nga po, it is always a numbers game. Meaning, sa isa pong tunay na demokrasya, sa tunay na democracy po sa bansa po natin, the Republic of the Philippines, majority po palagi yung panalo because yung majority is a showing po yan of the will of the people. Kung majority ng senators will decide, that means majority of the Filipino people following the Republican style of government natin ang nag-decide na yan. Okay, so ngayon ang next question, what if yung Filipino people, yung majority ng Filipino people ay hindi rin pabor sa ginagawa ng mga majority and minority senators? Ano naman yung next remedy? Kasi, di ba like what I explained sa last video ko, minsan yung sa observations ko lang po sa Senate, sa mga nangyaring debates, parang out of touch minsan po yung senators natin from sa mga sentiments po ng mga taong bayan na nasa grassroots. So again, going back po to the question, kung let's say yung Filipino people hindi pabor sa ginagawa ng elected senators nila, ano po yung next step dyan? Okay, at ang sagot naman po dyan is of course via election, di ba? Kasi tatandaan po natin yung authority naman po ng government natin sa pag-function ay galing po yan sa taong bayan directly. So kung tingin po natin mali-mali yung ginagawa ng majority senators, then come the 2028 elections ay palitan yun sila para may ma-elect na mga senators na mas ginagawa po yung gusto ng taong bayan. 'Di ba? Ganun lang po 'yan. Pero pag let's say i-elect po ulit yung mga senators na 'yan despite all these actions, edi ibig sabihin po niyan gusto pa rin po ng majority ng taong bayan yung ganung klaseng actions, although may minority nga na hindi gusto yung mga ganung klaseng action. Okay, so ganyan lang po ang democracy. It is very simple and straightforward. It is always a numbers game and that majority po yung laging panalo sa isang tunay na demokrasya. Okay, so yan lang po ang masasabi ko as to this issue. Hopefully klaro po yan. If you like more legal videos on current events, subscribe lang po kayo sa channel ko. And until next time, see you all po. Bye-bye!